and welcome in. I'm the coach, and you're watching Madden Ultimate Team. We've been waiting for this one all week, and the wait is now over. It's time to play ball.
Evan McPherson has this one teed up, and off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. Right to the air, Fitzpatrick, and incomplete to open things up.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
On 3rd down, Fitzpatrick. And that is incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Here's the veteran punter Lee as he sends this one away. With it is Brown. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Philadelphia. LaShawn McCoy. 64 yards. And the Eagles are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One play drive and into the end zone for 6. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Here's Fitzpatrick. This is intercepted. Deion Sanders, the former Falcon, with it. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Still in the first quarter, but what a great start for them. I mean, they've controlled the airways, Charles, on both sides. They had the passing touchdown. Then they intercept the pass of the other squad and take it back for another score.
Brandon, I know we have a ton of time left, but what an early backbreaker they just delivered. They're up early, and they appear to be totally dialed in. And that offense, they're forced to run right back out, still shaking up a bit, but feeling the pressure to put something on the scoreboard. They've got to be careful here.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. Back to it after the pick-6, Fitzpatrick. And his throw's going to be incomplete. His first half struggles continue. He has yet to complete a pass. Hard to believe.
It is, because I don't see anything wrong with him physically. Maybe he's a little amped up to begin with. Would have thought he would have settled down by now. I think someone's got to get in his ear, got to be a psychologist a little bit, and get him back on track.
Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. Third down. Fitzpatrick to throw it. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Now Brown. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their second drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case.
He's got a man complete.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. He'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jalen Hurts taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Eagles have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now 21-0.
Just a 4-play drive that time. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. The Falcons off. Set to go. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now Fitzpatrick. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. So finally completes his first pass. Credit the defense, though. They've been showing him some different looks, keeping him off balance.
Yeah, I like it. I like the observation that you had there because when you give him different looks and give any quarterback different looks, it takes just a little bit longer to process sometimes, and you don't throw the ball with the same confidence. You're not sure that that's where you should go with the football, and that's worked for the defense early in this game, and now he's got his first completion. Let's see if his confidence comes back, and he starts to get into a nice little groove.
And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. It's taken to the 26. It's a 46-yard punt, 2 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game.
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Demaryius Thomas 71 yards.
And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it is 28-0.
They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown.
So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. And down he goes. Fitzpatrick sacked. Reggie White on the sack there, showing the explosiveness that led him to the Hall of Fame. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Picked off by Derek Brooks. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
And McPherson on for the extra point.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. He's had a pretty miserable first half. The pick-6 a moment ago, the second one he's thrown, and we're not to halftime yet.
Throwing after the interception, Fitzpatrick. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
McPherson now for the extra point.
And the route is on here in this first half. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick-6.
So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and Now Fitzpatrick hit. It's out. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown.
But that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you
just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble. But when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and it'll be second down. From the gun, Fitzpatrick. That's complete to Bo Jackson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. First down, Fitzpatrick. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Fitzpatrick again. And complete, right side to Cook. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. Here's Fitzpatrick.
Dalvin Cook now catches on back-to-back plays.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 44-yard line. Fitzpatrick throwing complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. From the red zone now, Fitzpatrick. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. To the air again, Fitzpatrick. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. The 40. The 20. Return and an Eagle touchdown.
So that's about as fortuitous of a bounce as you're going to find as it's scooped up and taken in for the touchdown.
And I love how you use the word fortuitous there because as that popped up, he just happened to be in the right place, grabbed it, and found his way into the end zone.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. And the Falcons now going to go on offense late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive.
Fitzpatrick now to throw on first down. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
43 is the mic. 43 is the mic.
Another try after the first down sack. Fitzpatrick, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Deion Sanders, the former Falcon, with it.
And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball, and now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
That one complete down the field to Smith. Touchdown, Eagles! Devontae Smith,
31 yards.
And the Eagles are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the rout is on here this first half.
Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Well, the Falcons now going to go on offense late in this first half. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. And just not enough on the throw there, down around his feet and incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles.
Now Fitzpatrick hit. It's out. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown.
Well, Charles, I mean, things just seem to be getting worse and worse for one sideline. Or flip it over after that fumble return for a touchdown. Better and better on the opposite end. What an impressive first half performance.
And partner, I know the saying in the NFL goes that no lead is safe, but I will say that this one seems pretty secure. And if we continue to see plays like that, I'm going to switch back and say this lead is safe.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
And the Falcons going to get one more drive here in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
From his linebacker spot, that's Derek Brooks with a sack. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on E. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway.
This one taken just inside the 10. Now, they nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and
he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
It doesn't look like this defense found the magical elixir at halftime. This offense was rolling in the first half, and that's continued here in the third quarter. Another big play right there.
Thomas brings it in. Touchdown. Demaryius Thomas. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
So after the made field goal, here's McPherson to send this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now. Fitzpatrick on first down. And my goodness, another interception.
Steeler legend Troy Polamalu with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense.
He will find Smith in the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Eagles take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And here now come the Falcons. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
To throw is Fitzpatrick. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. On 1st down, Hurts.
Looking deep for Demarius. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Demarius Thomas, 61 yards.
And the Eagles get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that, truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Atlanta now coming out on the field.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
On 2nd down, it's Cook again.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
A 3rd down now, and those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Fitzpatrick. And now here is another interception. Rasul Douglas picks it.
And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
Well, all I can do up here is just shake my head. I mean, 6 interceptions. I cannot imagine what he's thinking between the ears right now.
Well, just think of how it is for his teammates, because after the first few, you know they're going over to him, hey, we'll get them next time. Now they're probably a little bit frustrated. And if you're a receiver, you're
open man, he's got him. That's Smith for the Philadelphia touchdown. Devontae Smith,
29 yards. points.
And the Eagles will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports.
So still 14 yards to go, second down.
Fitzpatrick now. And my goodness, another interception. Rasul Douglas picks it, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD.
McPherson on for the point after.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
But now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided.
Now Fitzpatrick hit. It's out. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So out come the Falcons now.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
And now here is another interception.
Steeler legend Troy Polamalu with a pick.
And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. McCoy. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down again.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here.
At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit.
And my goodness, another interception. Steeler legend Troy Polamalu with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick six TD.
And McPherson on for the extra point.
Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field.
I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that zero on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. Watch 14. Defense wins championships, baby.
Looking to throw again on second down. Fitzpatrick being chased out left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Isaiah Simmons getting by the offensive line and dropping the quarterback.
The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down. Throwing Fitzpatrick. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown. It gives some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again. And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Throw left side complete. That's Phillips.
And he is going to have a Falcons first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
This offense is starting to get into rhythm. A nice quick throw there on target, able to pick up another first down.
Again, it's Fitzpatrick. Nowhere to go here. He's able to recover. cover, so they will keep possession.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
6 yards on the pickup, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I tell you what, Charles.